What is happening, levelers? Welcome back to High Level Chronicles, where we explore the dank intersection of gaming, cannabis, and all things entertainment. It's Chris, your host with the most, where, joining me as always is my co-host, the man with the plan, Paul. What is happening, brother? What are you up to right now?
Well, yeah, just got finished a little Discord game. Found out that there's a putt-putt. That's a lot of fun
on Discord, bro. It's fun.
It was a good time before.
How's your week been, man?
Oh man, I don't know, something about this week. I don't know if it's the heat or just like my workload, but a lot of my weeks go by really fast. This one's been dragging. How about yourself, bro?
Same. Work took a wild twist. We had all the, I'm in project management, program management. I oversee a whole department of stuff, in my full-time job with that stuff. And we had some deadlines that now aren't going to be met for sure. In that field, how wild it gets with high-level stakeholders. Funny, that's our podcast, High Level Chronicles. High-level stakeholders, and I mean that literally. That's
our other podcast.
It's hectic. So this week's just been wild I'm ready to wind it down, man. I'm ready to whatever. Yeah. But I'll tell you all, we got a special treat for you today. Returning to the show is our good friend Larry Grover, also known as Breed Growing. But before we dive in with him, it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Leveled Up. This is where we're going to ask you, our amazing listeners, what you've been leveling up on, what strains are you enjoying this week, what games are you getting lost in, and of course, what shows or movies you've been binging. Hit us up on our website, highlevelchronicles.com, your favorite social media at HLC Podcast 420. Paul, I'm going to start with you this week, man. What's been on your radar over the last week or so? What have you been leveling up on?
A few things. So I got into a new game called Dragon Age Inquisition that it looks like it's a whole franchise, and Inquisition was their latest one. Reminds me of like a Baldur's Gate 3, but more first person instead of like looking down, where you take a group and try to wind your way through a civil war and power up your skills and things like that. It's been a lot of fun. And there's a Apple TV show, Honey, with Rashida Jones, that I think only has like 3 episodes out now, but she's in Japan and her husband's dead, but was working on some sort of robot killing machine. And it's kind of like a mystery thriller. My wife and I have been really enjoying it. So we've been living up on that this week.
Nice. I gotta say, man, this is the first episode that we started our bi-weekly or semi-weekly, whatever you want to call it. And I got asked, man, last week, you and I, we went to a new restaurant in town with the wifeys.
Finally had that meetup, man.
I gotta ask though, what did you think of I think it's Gojigo? The Korean barbecue, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, not really something I had a lot of experience with prior. I know you, or at least your wife, said that she had tried something similar down in the Tyson's area.
Completely different experience.
Yeah, she said there's a lot of vegetables. There weren't a lot of vegetables at Gojigo. No, I thought it was really cool. Got the some weird rules about like a timetable or a time limit that you have, and then you can't take home any unfinished meals from
any leftovers.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of odd, but I had a great time. Everything that we had.
But then you can't leave any excessive, because then you get charged for the excessive that you left. Remember that?
Do we get charged for that? We didn't leave that much left. Okay.
We didn't leave anything, and we ate everything there was nothing that wasn't done that we had. But overall, I mean, what do you think of? What was your,
the shrimp, beef,
something you do again?
Chicken? Absolutely. Each bite I had was great. So I really
as far
recommend
as the value, the cost, everything. I thought it was fair price. I thought it was pretty good price, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. A little.
I think both of it. I think our price was like $80 or something. Plus a tip. But I think it was like $80 for both of us, me and the wife. And that was their top tier. Everything you could, everything. I love it.
And you grill it, so if you have people at your table who like things a little rarer or a little more well done, you have like the flexibility to do that. So Yeah, I highly recommend it. It was a great time. I enjoyed meeting you and your wife and our wives. I know hit it off, and yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, for sure. We got to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I'll tell you, man, I've been blazing this strain called Dutch Treat. It's like this tasty, sweet flavor. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just it's an indica strain, and I've been grinding out the Elden Ring. I've been playing Overwatch, but I recently picked up Red Dead Redemption 2 last week and just started playing it some too. Just getting into it. I gotta be nice to have somebody else to play it with. You know what I'm saying? Get into it with.
Yeah. Well, it's on the Steam sale, so $20. It's not that bad. I just got to get my my storage situation with my hard drive situated, and then we'll be up.
But the wife and I, we finished up the new season of The Bear on Hulu. I don't know if you watched that or if anybody watches that.
My wife watched it without me, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is an amazing show."
The new season?
Like, well, I've seen like one episode, so I got to catch up on that.
Oh,
because I've only heard great things.
Well, so this was season 3, and I have loved every single season of this show. However, this season was a huge letdown for me. There was no rhyme or rhythm to it. There was no comedy to me this season. It was so funny before. Like, there was always wild, crazy. It just fell flat for me, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But
I've heard the mixed reviews of the season 3. Yeah,
it's still a good show. Still a great. I get what they. I think I get what they were trying to do with the season was kind of give everybody their own story to go off of each character instead of the restaurant like it always was. So it was just they did this whole season completely different than the last 2, and I think that's what made me just be like, eh. It's like you watch Game of Thrones, right? So you remember Game of Thrones? All the first 5-6 seasons were like top notch, and as it slowly went downhill the seasons, and it just turned into like they forced it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a.
Yeah, I heard they were in a rush to do Star Wars or something, which like also was not, top tier.
Not even. No way. Either way, man. What do you say about some of our levelers out there? Have they been saying anything? What's been going on over the last couple of weeks with everybody out there?
Yeah, we got a few on our docket today. So we have at Dennis K said, I've been hitting the new strain called Cosmic Haze. Gotta love those names. It's got me feeling like I'm floating through space while I've been grinding through the new Starfield DLC. Talk about immersion. Have you played Starfield? Is that Bethesda?
I don't remember what I got it on. I got it on something before I tried it, and I don't know. I didn't get it.
I'm just waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. So they're good. They're done with Starfield. Let's go back to the good stuff. But I've heard it's a good game too. And then we have at Bronbron79. He says, "What's up, fellas? I've been diving into some Diablo 4. That game is insanely addictive. And as far as cannabis, I've been enjoying a hybrid called Cherry Cough. It's perfect for those long gaming sessions." And yeah, Diablo 4, another. I've only seen videos of it, but it looks very immersive and just the latest thing from Blizzard. And then finally, at Purdy Pedals Growing says, "I've been all about Tears of the Kingdom on Switch. It's been a trip, especially with some Northern Lights keeping me company. Always a good time." And yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, fantastic game. Great to immerse yourself with a little bit of cannabis. So
yeah, our levelers out there. I'll be straightforward. I took an RSO earlier and didn't realize thought it was a 10 milligram. It was 100 milligram. My mouth is dry, bro. But our levelers out there, they're leveling it up with some good shit. I love it. It's always great to hear. Well, what do you say, Paul? You want to buzz on over to today's guest and get things flying?
It's business. Yeah, let's do it.
Larry, welcome back to the show. Although this time is a little different, huh? I mean, we have a new co-host who never got to meet you before, so you're like, brand new to him. But before we get into this epic conversation, Larry, I got to ask, what have you been leveling up on lately, man?
I'm trying not to die right now. Hold on. I just took it. So my beautiful wife got me this Puffco, and it was clean. Now it's like super dirty. You can see how yellow it is. All day long I do that. All right, so I'm paralyzed. For the ones that don't know, I was paralyzed in a motorcycle accident, February of last year. And I grow cannabis for my medical needs. I don't do any opiates. I don't take any prescription medications like that for pain. My only pain medication is cannabis. So I got a dab press, I made cash, and I got a Puffco. So all three of those together means I've been smoking nothing but dabs here recently. But right now I'm smoking some orange. I got some apples and bananas that I got. But for bud wise, I got a cool sativa strain called Jack Kush. And you guys can check it out on my profile on Facebook, People on. It's pretty dope, actually. It had really nice. I got two big phenotypes. One was purple and one was hairy. So it had a lot of red hairs on it, and it was like
Nice.
real dense, and it had a lot of fasciation mutations in it. So like instead of the bud being a circle, it was a long rectangle almost and stuff like that. And then some buds were three buds instead of one. So it was just a cool little mutations that I got out of that plant. So that's what I've been smoking on flower wise. I just harvested some blueberry cheese from Oklahoma, and I've been really digging their seeds. So Oklahoma is a autoflower company that sells photos and autoflowers, but he's out of Oklahoma and he's paralyzed. Just
What
like
do you,
I.
what do you prefer from them? The autoflowers? Is that what you like
Yeah,
from him?
well, so from them, they just started doing releasing photos, but like they had a whole line of autoflowers, and it's like I compare them to like Pokemon cards. You gotta catch them all. It's because like their seeds are like $15 for a bag, and
a
it's
bag
five.
of.
Like so, like you. I wish I had one with me. So
I'm
you
just
know
asking how many? How many
you know
are in a bag?
the vials,
Yeah,
like the little vials.
the
They're
same ones
full.
the
So
same
it's
ones High Level
probably
Hydra does.
I would say probably like 15, 20 seeds for $15. Yeah. So it's not bad. He fills them little vials up. And I mean, like,
Nice.
if you go on the website, it says a 5-pack, but you buy it and
And
it's like set. And you're like,
he
goodness.
mothers all of them. That's all his
Huh?
genetics. He mothers all the plants. It's his
Yep.
genetics.
Yeah, so he
Nice.
mothers all the plants. He pheno hunts and he pheno hunts them, he crosses them and does them all up. A lot of my autoflower rows you'll see are from him. All my
And you said he
autoflower.
was paralyzed.
Yeah. So he's paralyzed just like I am. And actually that's his little logo right.
The Richard
Oh,
Kelly.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
So is he paralyzed waist down? Same thing.
I've never asked. I'm one of those people who don't really ask stuff like that too much, but I would assume so.
See, I would think the exact opposite. I would just think the exact opposite. Like two people in the same situation, I figured they'd chat about, hey, how'd you get here?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do.
I was riding a motorcycle, and
No, but then I've never actually asked them. I've never even asked them what happened. It just surprised me because usually I am curious. I mean, I guess I am curious sometimes because I'm more touchstone than I'm not. I do ask people what's up. A lot of those people who don't care about feelings in that sense.
I'm surprised he don't have one because he has a website and everything. I assume, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised he don't have like an about us or about me, and how he got into the business and
I've never even looked.
Yeah, look at him, man.
I've
Go
seen.
check
I've
it
never
out.
paid attention to that stuff.
Larry's
Yeah.
like, look, just give me the seeds, let me grow my
I'm just
shit.
like, man,
'Cause I
that's
didn't want
so
it.
cool, man. And the quantity is pretty dope too. And I like all my autoflowers. I usually harvest a quarter pound easily off of these plants.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, for
Pretty
an
good for
autoflower, you
others.
can't
Yeah.
beat that. You know what I mean? I mean, every once in a while, I'll get an indica that will be like an ounce and a half or something like that, but it's a small stack plant. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would like, well, fuck, that kind of sucked. But like, it's 1 out of 4. So I'm like, all right, well, okay, I guess I'll deal with that. But I mean, that's pretty much what I've been leveling up on with the herb wise. Video game wise, I'm still on Call of Duty. I've been up playing my Warzone Resurgence, and like it sucks because I'll get to like I don't even know what the colors are, but it's like light blue too, and then it'll like drop me right back down because I'll get with the squad of random people who don't know how to play, and they're like,
You're playing
I'll
rank.
run with them, and it's like, oh, boom, 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 all dead. Just kind of up there. And yeah, so that's what I've been playing. And me and the wife have been watching this show called Evil. It's on
Yes.
Netflix. and then it's also on Paramount. We're on the Paramount part, and I don't want to
Felt
ruin
like
it for people, but the way it works is it's about the Catholic Church and about like a psychologist and a priest and a psychologist and a science nerd all work together to like exercise people. They're called the evaluationers or reviewers or something like that, and they go in there and they like judge if a person's worthy of getting or if they need like an exorcism or not. So the science nerd tries to find reasons why lust in your pipes makes you crazy, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And the psychologist goes in there and talks to the people and sees if it's like some psychological breakdown that they're having. And then like the priest is obviously for the religious part of it. So they like figure what's going on, and then they decide if they're gonna do an exorcism. And like it gets pretty crazy. It's a pretty busy show. And then I've
I
got
feel like I was just looking at something about
it's
did
like
it just hit
X-Files,
Netflix
but
recently.
demons.
yeah, I can see that. Yep, you're right.
I feel like I think I saw something on that. Hope interesting.
Yeah, it's a good show. Me and the wife are watching it. What bugs me though is like when a show goes from one network to another, so like Netflix, and then it's like
One show ends and they pick it up, then they pick it
so
up.
now I'm
So
like, we gotta wait every Thursday for the air to even
Dude,
be
you
able
know
to
what?
watch.
You know what show I've been waiting on to pick back up. I'm almost like fucking tired of waiting on it. Like I feel like it's never even coming. Is the fucking Yellowstone? Like that was my
Yellowstone.
show. I absolutely loved Yellowstone, man.
Yeah,
And like,
Yellowstone
where the
was-
hell's season 5? Like, it's been how long? And it's like, and Kevin Costner said he's done with it. So what are they going to do? I don't get it. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sure.
It frustrates me though because I like that show. That was a really good show.
And see, the problem with that is when something like that happens and it's like a year or two before they make another season, you forget what happened. You know what I
Stranger
mean?
Things.
You gotta like remember you can't remember certain things, and then you see something, you're like, what the hell is that? Oh, I don't
You know
care.
what?
Remember.
Either of you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, I like Stranger Things.
So, I mean, season 5, and they're like adults now. So, what are they going to do?
Yeah,
They've been playing these young kids, and little
it's their kids
teens.
now. Their kids
what
are
are they
going to
going
do
to
stuff.
like? What are they going to do with these characters now? Are they going to flash forward for season 5? Like they keep saying it's coming this year, but that's another one. It's been forever. Like I don't even remember how it ended last time. Like I don't remember anything about how season 4 ended with Stranger Things. I feel like I remember it just being opened up like fire, and it was like pitch black, and they saw it open it up. Like
Yeah, it was like I thought. What was it? What was the name of that monster?
the Vecna.
Yeah,
The
something
Vecna
like
guy.
that.
Yeah.
From Dungeons and Dragons, yeah, because he's now on one of my favorite games, Dead by Daylight. He's now the new character on Dead by Daylight. It's actually pretty sick what they did with Vecna and that old character game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about things like that too. What are they gonna do with some of these shows that like we watch? And what's
Well,
bothering
all
me
this shit happened. It was COVID and the writer's strike. Then it's like one thing after another, and so it's just like most people lost interest.
now
Yeah.
Netflix is doing those like
Cobra Kai is another one. Like I love Cobra Kai, but now they're splitting it into 2 parts, and I hate when they do that.
Yeah, I have a friend down
Yeah,
in Los
Cobra Kai,
Angeles,
yeah.
and he works on the production of a lot of shows, and he's like, it's gonna be dark for a while, like in terms of stuff coming out because of the strike, because of COVID, and so, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about is just we have to keep waiting for it.
But we're all friends on Facebook.
Mhm.
All of us. I mean, maybe not like you all, but we're between you two and me. You both are friends with me on Facebook. I don't know if y'all ever looked in my photos, but I could actually go down to the sets of in Georgia for The Walking Dead. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, so that was a big show for me.
That's
So
nice.
to go down to the sets, go through the whole town where everything was at. I got pictures of all them doing stuff. While we were going through, they had certain areas blocked off. That was a pretty awesome experience back in 10. No, it wouldn't have been that. Sounds somewhere around in there. Cool experience for you. Talking about your friend today. It's cool to see some of that stuff go on with some of these shows.
Yeah, did you ever see any of the actors or
everything's else?
Did I get to see any of them?
Hmm?
No, that's what I'm saying. I could see you could see like Daryl Dixon, all them. You could see them all filming, We couldn't get anywhere near them. Like you could see just far, far away, and they had everything blocked off.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
Certain roads blocked off.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So Larry, why don't you give Paul and any of our listeners out there that might not have, for whatever reason, got to check out your first, a little rundown of what happened with you and your accident, how you got to where you are.
Well, I was so I was riding home. I skipped work one day, and I was riding my bike back to my house actually, and met my wife, and we were going to get some plants and stuff. She drove my truck, and like we had trees and blueberry bushes because I'm a farm. I'm a honey farm. Not only do I like grow weed, I also grow honeybees and make honey and produce beeswax products and all this other stuff. So like we were grabbing flower trees and stuff like that. Well, it was like 80 degrees, so I was riding my motorcycle. I ride cross country. Like the year before, by accident, I rode from Maryland to Texas to Oklahoma on my bike. The year before that, I rode from here to Rochester, to Connecticut, and then to Rochester, New York. So like I ride thousands of miles on round trips just for fun because I like one. It made my family do that. This book you've always done. I was on the back of the bikes before I could even walk. I got pictures of me being strapped in with bungee cords back in the 90s when they were in child abuse.
Could you imagine doing that nowadays?
I turned 14 on the back of my dad's motorcycle coming from Texas to Maryland. At times I'd fall asleep on him and he'd like squirt me with water. And my 14th birthday was on the back of the bike. So like that's what we've always done. And needless to say, I was riding home and a deer ran out in front of me. I swerved and missed it. And it would put my bike into what's called a death wobble. And basically what that is your front end starts falling like this. And I mean, thinking back, there's a few things I could have done to like maybe alleviate the situation. I could have hammered back into it. Maybe it would have pulled it out of it. I could have, I don't know. But anyways, it pulled it into the dirt, and
That's the only thing you can do in a death wobble, right? Is try to just hit the gas and hope to try to get out of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because that's not what I did. I let loose on the gas, and I like tried to just like slow down. And needless to say, it like pulled me to the side of the road, and instead of wrecking on the road, I went into the dirt and to a cornfield. Because I mean, you guys are on the western shore. I'm on the eastern shore, so like everything here is cornfield. So I hit a cornfield and I flew 100 yards head over heels. Like if you could imagine, like if you have you ever watched Ridiculousness? So like
Absolutely.
some of those things that you see on TV where the guy goes flying head over heels, squirt beams and stuff. That's what I did in real life. The bike was right next to me doing it too, because I let go of the bike, and needless to say, I went 100 yards and ended up breaking my T7 vertebrae, which is basically if you feel right under your chest, that vertebrae right there. I broke that one, and then I fractured the one in my neck. The one I fractured my C5, which is called the hangman's vertebrae. So like that's back in the day when they hung people. That's what they wanted to break, because if you break that, it breaks all connection, like your lungs, your heart, and everything shuts down. Because like that part of your spinal cord is like where all the I don't know, doohickeys work. You know what I mean? Where everything's at.
The nervous system, I guess.
Yeah, needless to say that I only fractured that, so I was good on that. So I got used to basically everything up above me. Like some things were downstairs, but like or down, but like not my legs. You know what I mean? So like my legs don't. I mean they'll move. Like I watch them. They'll trip out sometimes. I'll be laying in bed.
We talked about little Larry last time. Yeah, he's still good, so we're not gonna get into that again.
I'll be laying in bed and I'll like go to move. I'll turn a little bit, and my whole leg will like lift up. And like it's a trip sometimes, and it's getting worse. Like, or it's getting, I don't know if it's getting worse or more. Like my legs will randomly start moving, but like I can't control it. It's just like I don't know. Have you ever had where like your ladies come up on your neck and like kissed on your neck or blown on your neck, and it's giving you shivers, and it's involuntary shivers? So imagine that with your legs or your arms or your body. You know what I mean? Like your whole body doing that. Involuntary, just
It
like,
reminds me of just the other night for the first time in I don't know how long. It was just last night, night before last. I woke up to a Charlie horse in my calf and flinched my leg. My leg shot out of the bed. Like I didn't mean for it to happen, but made me think of that. But yeah,
that's gotta be such an interesting sensation though, of having your legs move but not like having the feeling down there.
right.
Yeah, that sounds wild.
yeah. So the feeling that I have in my legs is comparison to like sticking your tongue to a mango battery. You know that electrical shock that you get, that buzz.
I ain't
So
done that
that
since I was a teenager,
yeah,
young teen,
Yeah.
like
that
preteen.
buzz right there is what I feel in my legs all the time. Basically, what it is like my nerves trying to fire sensations, like telling my brain trying to fire to my legs, and my legs are trying to fire back to my brain. But nobody's the way the doctor compared it is like there's a construction in the road, and nobody can get through because of the construction. So they're trying to find other ways to get around. So it's just jamming all the sensations at once.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's wild
Yeah,
though.
it's a chance. Needless to say, I smoked a lot of weed.
So speaking of
And
weed,
I try to grow I try to grow, like, I haven't been to a dispensary since it became legal.
wait some time. Did you just enter did you enter the cup, this last cannabis cup here at
Yeah, so I got, the
Fingerboard
winner got
Farms?
243 points, and I scored 202 points or something like that.
Oh, what shirt is that? Is that a Fingerboard Farm shirt?
What, this?
Oh, Paul.
This is a helmet.
Never mind. From here, it looked like the Fingerboard Farms truck logo. You know what I'm talking about, Larry?
Yep, that's where they're going.
That's what I looked at. That's what I thought his shirt had, the truck. I thought it was a truck at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the
So
source
you
board.
didn't enter this one.
No, so I did, yeah. So the last one I entered, and I didn't win. This one that's coming up in the fall, I entered again, and I don't know. We'll see.
So you did the last fall, November, then the spring.
Yes, I did.
Did you do the spring
fall.
one?
No, last fall I didn't do it. Last
You were
fall,
just there.
I was
You were
there.
just there. Okay.
I was
So you were
just
just there.
I
Gotcha,
thought
gotcha.
I was there.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it happen, or I would have helped. So.
Yeah, I fell out of my way. I was almost filled. And it was a little bit of a hill. So, like, the way I angled it, I leaned back. If you notice, I'll lean back sometimes. I leaned back a little too far, and then wheelchair went back with me. And eventually, I met him around. It was weird. It was like, hey, what's up, Graham? Oh, hey. But some people were there to help me out and give you back in a wheelchair, which was cool. But
I don't
yeah,
think
so
Paul's
last
ever
fall,
been to one yet.
I have not known.
last fall I didn't, and this spring I entered. I mean, I came close, but no cigar. I didn't even go though. I didn't
I
have
didn't
a
either.
ride.
I didn't get to go.
My whole issue is like since my accident, it fell apart. If you're 80 years old, you can drive without needing to take tests or anything like that.
Right.
And you could be 80, 90 years old, drive a car, no problem, and they don't bother you. If you're paralyzed and you like go on Amazon and buy hand controls for your vehicle and just start driving even though you have a license and you get pulled over, you can be charged with a crime because you're not allowed to drive anymore unless you retake a test. Yeah.
It seems a bit discriminatory.
Yeah, it's
Right?
messed up. So like, I can't put hand controls in my
What kind
truck
of test?
start driving. I have to go and take a test and like pass the driver's test and pass.
Also,
the
like you have to
written
show them you can use the hand controls.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
basically.
know. That kind of makes a little bit of sense. I mean,
Yeah.
they have to know that you truly can use it.
How do
Yeah,
the
so
hand
when I-
controls work? Is it like you squeeze it kind of thing, or is it like knobs?
So basically, the way they work is like it's a push pull type situation. As you have you lying on certain as you pull, I think it's gas, and then as you push, it hits the brake or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't gotten into them yet because like I'm going through this program through like it's called the ORS, Department of Rehabilitation Services, and they basically are going to give me like the hand controls for free, and they're going to like install them for me for free. And
Nice.
they'll do up to like $15,000 worth of retrofitting to your vehicle for free, but it takes like a year. So like it could take up to 2 years for it to happen if you need like a lot of stuff. Me personally, I mean, I'm gonna get like hand controls and maybe like a lift for my wheelchair. That's about it.
Right.
And I mean, if that takes a while, just get hand controls. I don't really need a lift. I'll lift my own damn wheelchair. Like I mean, it is what it is. If you ever look at any of my videos, I make this wheelchair thing work.
I remember.
Sometimes
How
you'll
long
see
ago was that when I saw
wheelchair.
you
What
did
was
one
that?
not too long? You got stuck not too long ago, didn't you?
Oh, I get stuck all the time, man.
Did you made a
I
video?
get stuck
You were
so
stuck.
much. I get stuck so much that somebody bought me a ATV winch and a grappling hook, just so I could like grapple
That's
myself out and
intense.
ATV with myself out. Hey, it's smart, but I don't have nowhere to put it. Like I can't figure out where I'm gonna like retrofit this ATV winch that
Mount
doesn't
it. Get a
hinder,
get it.
hinder my ability to like get into doorways and stuff anymore. But like I could see myself because like like I said, I own a farm and I got a power chair for like going around the farm and stuff. But like a lot of it's sandy soil, so like I'll be driving and I'll go, "Bah," and then I'll like turn something and I'll catch some sand and it'll just like spin. And I'm like, oh man! And then you see me trying to like literally. Hey, one time I also do nuisance wildlife trapping, so like we're moving groundhogs and stuff. Well, we've had an issue with groundhogs under somebody's shed in the back here. So I set up some traps to remove the groundhogs from under their shed, and like they got these beams built up like lumber, fencing lumber, and they got like a berm built up on, and then the shed's on top of that berm, and then they dug under the. So like I had to get up on the berm with my wheelchair, and I did it with that good speed, and like cacked it right up on the edge of it. So like I'm sitting there catwalk just on the side of this thing, and the beam is sitting in smack dab in the middle of my wheelchair. So I'm teeter totter on this beam on either side, and I'm like, oh, I had to call somebody to come help me, and I had to hold on to the side of the building so I didn't fall
Like a
off my
seesaw
wheelchair.
back in the day when you were a
Oh my
kid.
Oh, dude, it
god.
was like if I would have
Seesaw
let
teeter
go, I
totter.
probably had the wheelchair
Yeah.
fall on top of me, and my power chair weighs probably about 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I would I'd be in a sticky situation with that.
Speaking of sticky, man, how's the bee business been going?
Oh man, the bees are doing good. Right now it's honey harvesting time, so we've been like it's it's like 90, 100
Nice.
degrees outside, it feels like. So like
Man,
I
the
haven't
weather has
harvested
been
honey yet, but
harsh, bro.
dude,
Yeah.
it's been gnarly. Like, if
Harsh.
you're up at 5 o'clock, because I wake up at 5 in the morning sometimes, and it's like 70, 80 degrees already. Like 70 is cool. I'll get out there and I'll like water my plants before the sun's clear, before it like gets too gnarly out. But like I got 30 hours, so like getting into all those one day is gonna be. I'm waiting for a good day. But the bees aren't going anywhere, and the honey's not going anywhere either. So it's not that big of a deal that I haven't harvested. But like most beekeepers in the state of Maryland try to harvest their honey around July 4th. 4th of July weekend is what we usually shoot as the cutoff for honey supers, which means like the nectar flow. So like you get two major nectar flows in Maryland, one more than the other. You'll get your spring flow, which is like from April or from February, April, March, all the way up into like June and July. And that's when it like right now is when it hasn't been raining for weeks and stuff like that. So the nectar's dying up, the flowers are dying, the grass is dying, everything's dying. So that's when the nectar cuts off. And that's when you usually harvest your honey. And then some beekeepers will treat their hives for mites and other pests and pathogens and stuff like that at that time. And then like the fall, it kicks back up. We'll start getting rain again. And then you'll start seeing like asters pop up, which are those little daisy-like flowers. You get like goldenrod, which is like when you're driving, you see all the yellow flowers that like are all along the sides of the niches. Those are goldenrod, things like that. And that's when they'll harvest their fall honey. And some beekeepers will harvest a little bit of honey in fall, depending on how much hives they have and how big their hives are.
So they'll
for the most
reproduce
part.
again for the fall?
What was that?
Don't reproduce that honey again for the fall?
Yeah, so and when that fall nectar flow starts kicking up, they'll start harvesting the nectar again off of
Even if you
like
treat them before then?
yeah, so that's why people treat them. So like
Oh, so they can do it
most
again.
most well they treat them for like mites. One of the biggest killers of honeybees is a mite called varroa mite, and the varroa mite is basically like a tick for a honeybee. But if you wanted to compare it to like your body size, think about a basketball on you, like that size of a tick. So like a basketball tick on you, and
Oh,
that's how big the mite is in comparison to the honeybee's body size. So what they do is they actually go under honeybees, kind of like if you could think of a plate of armor, they have slats in the back. The varroa mite will actually go under the belly and go in one of those slats and start feeding on the fat body cells of the honeybee. And what really becomes a problem is during the winter, they spread diseases like K-wing, deformed wing virus, things like that. But what else happened is like during the winter, the bees are bigger because they gotta like survive the winter, so they cluster and they'll vibrate their wing muscles together to keep warm. If those varroa mites are feeding on those fat body cells during the winter, it kind of like makes them sickly and deformed and like really hinders them, and they'll just start dying off, and then you'll have like your hives just die out because like the varroa mite population is too strong, and like there's putting disease in the hives. So like people will treat during the when the nectar flow is off, so that there's no honey in the hive that humans are gonna consume, and then they'll treat the hive to kill all the varroa mites or as many as they can. And then during the fall, after they're done doing their treatments, they'll put their honey stickers back on to like collect honey for the fall, or they'll let their bees just harvest that nectar for the fall, and they'll let them keep. They'll let that'll be the honey that they keep for the winter, going into the winter. Because a lot of people don't like fall honey anyways. Fall honey is goldenrod mainly, and goldenrod tends to smell like gym socks, and it's got a really strong floral taste. So like it's not that light sweet honey that most people like. It's like
yeah.
a deep honey. Some people like it. I have people who specifically won't fall honey. So I usually harvest one or two honey supers for it. But other than that, I mean, the bees are doing good. We had a good year this year. We've already harvested 165 pounds of honey, and we've already sold all. We've sold pretty much all of it. We have one really big sale called the Strawberry Festival here in Ridgely, Maryland, the hometown of the Ridgely Stoners. So like, no, but it's called the Strawberry Festival, and like everybody from around comes around and does it. And I mean, I brought over 100 pounds of honey and sold it out, and like
Nice.
I had like a little bit left of all my products. I pretty much sold out of everything that day. And then we have a few other big or big events that I played. The Carolina County Summer Festival. We also have some other stuff that I can't remember right now because I'm a stoner. It's what called a was.
Nice.
And it's late. I can look
Happens.
them up. But yeah, we got a few events. If you look on my website or my page on Facebook, Be Crazy Apiary LLC, or actually just Be Crazy Apiary now because my old one got hacked. And
I knew something
probably
happened with one of your
some person
pages.
from overseas is trying to scam people with that account now, sadly. Every once in a while I'll see like, oh, my account was hacked, but Johnny Schmobo got me back, and luckily for him, you can buy all your drugs from too. You know how those scams go.
Jeez.
And then you get arguments with people because they believe stuff like that. You're like, no, obviously I didn't do that. I didn't tell you to buy drugs for me. No, no, I didn't tell you to fucking go to this website and fucking download your credit card information. Why would I tell you that? That doesn't even have anything to do with me. And like I've had that argument with people. Like they're like, "Oh, why are you telling me to go to this website? Why do you have two accounts?" I'm like, "Well, man, my old one got hacked, and they're probably trying to hack or scam you. So don't do that. Don't give people your credit card information online that you don't know, and stuff like that." And needless to say, yeah, that's how the bees are doing.
Nice. Do you infuse any of your honey?
I do.
You ever infuse any of your honey?
Do I ever what? Infuse it? All the time.
Infuse any of your honey. How does that turn out? Is it good? Is it like?
So, I mean, we make weed infused honey is cool. But we also make like lavender infused honey. We make mint infused honey, and we make jalapeno infused honey. So, like, those are our infusions. But, like, we don't sell weed infused honey. What for, like, products we sell, it would be like our biggest seller.
I mean,
is the
for personal
jalapeno
use.
infused. What?
Infused. I mean, for personal use. You make infused honey with.
I infuse everything for personal use. Infuse sugar, infuse alcohol, infuse fully extracted cannabis oil. Hell, me and my wife just make dark chocolate bears and also marshmallow dipped. Because we got these Reese's peanut butter cup molds. So we filled the dark chocolate up. I put like a pound of dark chocolate. I put 3 tablespoons of butter. And like for my butter, the way I make my butter is I do 1 ounce to 1 pound of butter. And then I have this thing called Active Gear Guide, but it's like a magic butter machine, but cheaper because I'm poor. Needless to say, but it's cool because like Active Gear Guide doesn't do chocolate, make chocolate. This makes chocolate. Active Gear Guide, I don't think it be carbs. This one be carbs. So like it does do other things that one doesn't, but like it was cheap.
Have the, I don't know what it's called, it's the purple one. It decarbs, it does everything, like butter, oils, everything out of it. It's nice. It's a nice little.
It's basically a butter machine, and that's
2 Chainz promoted it, and I was a sucker. I was like, let me buy it, and I actually use it. It's actually worth every penny. It's not cheap. But it's worth it.
Yeah, no, I like mine. It comes out pretty good, and like it blends it up and stuff too, which is cool.
Yes. Have you ever done infused mushroom honey?
No, not yet. Blue honey.
What's it called? Blue honey?
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's like blue honey.
I wonder why it's called blue honey, because
it turns it blue.
Yeah, it does it really?
Yeah, that's
shit, because the psilocybin. Yeah, because I mean, mushrooms, when you bruise them, if they're true psilocybin, they turn blue.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've never actually made it. I haven't. I've been wanting to, but like I always sell out of honey faster than I can actually have.
I'm just trying to figure out what you can do with, like, what you can infuse mushrooms with.
I don't know. I mean, I like that. For that, I like tea.
Well, I mean, everybody loves tea. That's what I'm saying. Tea's the best.
Yeah, well, we go out and collect herbs for tea, like raspberry leaf, clover. We do like all kind of dandelion. I grow chamomile, all kinds of stuff.
Oh wow!
We use mullein. If you guys ever go out and find mullein is a great herb, a natural herb. It's an actual decongestant. It's great for your lungs. You can actually smoke it, and it clears up the phlegm in your lungs, stuff like that. And it's like really good for you. So like we'll try that out ourselves, and we just go and harvest it from our property and from around the area, because like everywhere we go. I
may have to try it. You dry it out. I just have a dehydrator.
Yeah, I just throw it in the dehydrator. I haven't bought a dehydrator for other uses, and now I haven't fucking use it for everything. And I use that dehydrator more for dehydrating herbs and stuff than anything else.
Oh, this Smurfs. Yeah, right.
People
everybody know what a Smurf is, right? You know what a Smurf is.
Yeah.
You've had happy Smurfs, right?
Smurf.
So we're going to call it Smurfs. We'll say you have personal use Smurfs, right?
Yeah, hey, them things are a trip, and they make my legs jerk out.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, dude, my legs will like start moving and like they start shaking and stuff. It's a trip. I use those every once in a while for like mental for my mental health, if that makes sense. And like getting myself right and getting my head right with my life, or with the way my life is now, and with the things that are reality for me. You know what I mean? But like they also have some kind of neurological effect on my legs, because they like make my legs move and spasm and do all this crazy stuff. And like I
wonder, when any psychedelics you take, right? Any type of psychedelic, well, I don't want to say any because they all react differently, but psilocybin, right? Psilocybin, LSD, something that is similar. Everybody says you go into a different consciousness. If you take enough, it's like a different state of consciousness, right? You go outside of into a whole other being, right? I mean, right?
I don't know if I've ever been that lifted.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I've been
So
out above.
I've been to where like I close my eyes, it always kicks in higher when I'm trying to go to sleep. But I'll close my eyes and it's like a Star Wars episode where you like get you're going through like a light show.
You're getting all the colors and the visuals.
Yeah. And that I'm cool with that. That I'm down with that. I've had it. I've eaten some. That like I drank a tea, and then I put lemon in the tea too, and then like I ate the mushrooms that were in the tea too. So like everything, like I drank it, I ate everything, and like the lemon and all of it, and like
Okay, so you had all the little bits. Did you grind it up first?
yeah, yeah. So like
So you had all the little bits and pieces in your teeth and everything?
yeah,
You're
everything.
picking that out for a fucking day, dude.
Hey, dude,
Even after brushing your teeth, you'll still find something hidden up in there.
I like, but like, so like, I had fresh ones, so I also did fresh ones too. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
wait,
like,
the fresh ones you'd have to do like 3 times the regular amount, right? Because this mushrooms are
oh
what,
no,
90% water?
You just eat them.
Right, but I'm saying is to get the same effect. So no, most people that take mushrooms, you're taking dried mushrooms.
I don't
right?
I eat a lot of them. I've never been a big guy that ate a lot of them. So like an eighth will do me really good.
No, but I'm saying, but you eat dried, right? That's what I mean, all the mushrooms are dried. But when you're eating them fresh, you're not getting the same dosage because
so
they're not dried.
80% water.
That's
so
what
like,
I'm saying. So
like
that's
80% water. But
so
like some people will say that they're more intense whenever they're fresh.
Fresh? I've heard that. I've never had tried it. But I've also heard you can take fresh ones and cut them up and cook them just like.
Oh yeah,
not cook them, but not cook them hot because they say it can burn off those sills. I don't know something that's inside, but they say you just heat it up a little bit just to get them soft in it. Just like you're having a meal with it.
Too. Made it on a burger with butter, some like have you ever made like a mushroom butter garlic sauce?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like you make that with flour and stuff with some butter and some mushrooms and then throw it on
God,
the
now you're talking a whole different experience. You're talking about going to space.
Well, I'm talking about having a good time. No, that's just my fucking Sunday.
Love it.
That's just an average Sunday over here.
No, that's about going to space. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nah. That's just the average Sunday over here for a paralyzed guy.
So let me ask, so whenever you decide to take whatever, do you ever measure out how much you're taking?
Do I measure that? Yeah, for sure. I try to, and I always have somebody with me. Well,
okay. So now it's a bit of what I asked. Have you ever done what, you know who Terrence McKenna is, right? You know who Terrence McKenna, the godfather of mushrooms? I mean, he's the one that wrote books and does everything on it. But he says he has what they call the
guy that has the beard.
Yeah, he's old now. Wasn't back in the day when he wrote everything.
Maybe. If it's the old guy.
He dubbed the term heroic dose. And what he considers a heroic dose is 5 grams or more.
I've never taken that many.
Yeah. So that's what I was asking.
That I remember.
You remember.
Because there was a time, and I remember it, but I don't remember how much it actually took. Because like my brother had came down, and all other family was here. Like everybody was here. Like my brother, my sister, we're all here, and like I had a bunch of us being out. So I made like chocolates, and like I made these big old emoji chocolates. I don't know why I made them like that. They were like this. They were the size of about $50, and they were thick.
Out of shrooms?
Well, the chocolates, yeah. And I crunched up the shrooms. And I crushed up like half ounce
and mixed them into it.
Yeah.
Did you taste it?
No.
It tastes like dirt.
No, it tasted like chocolate. It was the good diet of chocolate. Yeah, so it was a good diet of chocolate. It wasn't bad. You never had what are they called? Coconut chocolates?
Yeah, no, I've had those plenty of times, but I figured most of those are artificially. They're not real much. It's mostly artificial. You know, most of them you get are fake, and it's really not the real stuff.
See, the coconut that I make will coat your dots, and there will be sand polka dots.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I was saying.
I made like 12 chocolate emojis, and I used like half ounce of mushrooms to the 12, and so each one got probably like an eighth, And so,
What the fuck you're talking about? Oh, wait, hold up. I gotta do some math here. You can keep talking. I want to do math in the background because you're talking crazy dose now.
No, they were 10. So they were 10. How did it work? They were
You said you did a half ounce, 14 grams,
right?
right? 14 grams
of mushrooms, and there was 12 chocolates. So they were like 2 grams or an eighth or something like that each.
How many chocolates did you make?
12 little discs.
Hey,
12.
I can't math right now.
I didn't do this math in the, 14 grams divided by
how much
12.
This is why I didn't know how much we did, because we did those, but we also ate some. Yeah.
Ain't no way.
How many of those chocolates would you have then? Would you just have like 1 or 2 or?
Oh, me? I only ate like 1 or 2 of them. I ate 1.5 because they were kind of good. They were actually really good because they were the Godiva chocolates, and I'm down for the Godiva. So like I ate 2
so
of
you're
them.
talking about I'm just trying to do it in my head, about 1.2 grams.
Yeah, it's like 2
Per-
like
per
chocolate, yeah.
like 2.
Okay,
It was like that. It's like 2 grams.
So 3 of them would be an eighth, essentially.
Yeah. Well, yes, it was like they ended up being like 2 grams or something like that, and then we ate a bunch. Because I had an ounce, and I was like, I took half of it just to eat the chocolates, and then we ate the other half, and like it was pretty good. That night was pretty decent. It had a good light show.
You have a favorite chocolate you use for that kind of stuff?
Huh?
You have a favorite chocolate you use for that kind of
So
stuff?
I like Godiva. Like Godiva
I love
makes
Godiva chocolate, man.
melter chocolates, and they make all this other stuff, which is pretty dope.
So
I like
you literally take the chocolate, melt it down, dump the ground up stuff into it, and then pour it into your molds and let it cool.
Yep.
That's as easy as it is.
Yep, that's as easy.
I'm making me some chocolates this weekend.
Hey, if
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
You can take like Nutty Buddy bars and crush up Nutty Buddy bars, or crush up something else and mix them with it too. So it's like they got that extra sweetness flavor if you don't want to feel like you're gonna taste her. And like you don't even taste it really, honestly. But like
I'm used to those polka dot bars and shit, so I mean it's gonna taste the same, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've never had any issues.
It's just like it usually tastes to me they usually taste just like a cheap chocolate. Is all it tastes.
Yeah, so you get yourself some good chocolate and treat yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chef, I'm gonna be doing some bacon this weekend too. You got me in the mood now.
We eat the chocolate with the butter this time, and those were pretty good. The marshmallows. Nice. I took marshmallow. We got the marshmallow s'more squares. You know, the ones that are the square marshmallows. And like we took and dipped the side of my wife dipped the side of them in dark chocolate, but we dark chocolate and like drizzled the other side, made it all artistic and things. And then she did herself some bears and like did me some other
nice
candies, and I forgot I ate one of those. So
you want me to get? Do you like making s'mores and stuff like that?
S'mores?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got kids, so we definitely.
So, do you know this hack? This s'more hack. I'm going to give you the best hack I've ever learned in s'more making history. Right, you get your regular graham crackers, right, like you always do with s'mores, but buy a few of the Reese cup, the big cups. You know what I'm talking about? The big cups, the ones that are fat, and get that. Take that big cup, stick it into your pitchfork. Shit, what do you call that? Your poker? We always call it a fucking poker. Yeah, you know, just go roast your marshmallow, right? Yeah, we just that into the middle of it. Then dip that in a jar of fluff, and then roast it over the fire and put it between.
Delicious. I love fluff.
Yes, and it's just like a marshmallow. It gives that nice, especially if you like it like me. Like I like my marshmallows like burnt. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the burnt, crispy taste. I want
to do Dennis the Menace type situations with the marshmallow.
You want to be able to skin it like a fucking
thing, dude, I love do it again. Just eating the skin.
And then doing it again.
Throw it back in the fire and burn.
So this is just like you take that fluff and you just burn it to that part, man. But what it ends up doing, dude, is you get that char on the outside, right? But the fluff is thicker, right? So what happens is that cup melts into the fluff and it just makes like a swirl in the middle. So you have that little bit of charness all through it with the fluff, the marshmallow, and the peanut butter, the chocolate. Oh my God. I can eat that. Right, look, I told you that. Already so
I've never been as hungry as I have during an episode. Love how this has turned into a baking one. You know,
have you ever been to a wedding that had the s'more bar?
Bro, you need to plan out. We need to come up here. Yeah. We'll just do a wedding. What it was? S'more bar?
A wedding that has had the s'more bar.
No, but I have heard of them.
No,
I have heard of them.
They're amazing.
They have like the chocolate fountains. They have.
I went to one and they had a ball. I guarantee they spent over $1,000 on just like Reese's peanut butter cups, the big size ones that would fit perfectly on the graham crackers, the square marshmallows, and that's the first time I've ever seen the square marshmallow. That's why I started buying them from that because of that. And like they had like all the different chocolates. They had Hershey's. They had all kinds of stuff, and it was just Kit Kat, the Twix, and stuff like
nice.
That. You know, the s'mores. It was freaking amazing. Because I was there, so like I don't think they're out, and like brought my vape pen with me, and like just sat at the s'mores bar and just s'mored out, man. You know, my wife came. I was like, I just want s'mores.
I just want some more.
Man, that's crazy, but yeah, that's s'mores are. I like s'mores. I'm a s'more guy for sure.
Yeah, dude. I got one of those the solo stoves. You know what those are? The solo stoves.
What is it?
Solo stoves.
Oh yeah. The little stove thingy.
They're like, well, I got the big one. I got the XL, so it's pretty big. It's a bigger one.
Okay.
Well, I was saying I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out and make some s'mores. I got me. I'm gonna go get some fluff and do it up one weekend.
Like fluff. I'll eat fluff out of the jar.
Oh yeah,
I'm a fluff man.
No shit.
Peanut butter fluff sandwiches is where it's at, man.
Ooh.
I mean, well, a lot of people don't know about fluff.
You like peanut butter?
I'm sleeping on fluff.
Yeah, peanut butter and fluff, man. Peanut butter.
Well, I mean, I was saying peanut butter in general. Do you like peanut butter in general?
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
So, like, I can eat a little bit of peanut butter. There was a time when I went on a vacation for, like, 8 years, and, like, I ate nothing but peanut butter, because that was, like, the highest protein thing they had on the commissary list. And, like, needless to say, like, I would buy, like, 15 jars of peanut butter, and just, like, some days sit there and eat a fucking jar of peanut butter for, excuse my language, eat a jar of peanut butter just for kicks and giggles, because that's what I wanted for lunch. And like that and pancakes, peanut butter and pancakes, and then like take your pancakes, smear some peanut butter on them, roll it up like a cigar, and then just dip it into your sauce like that. Get yelled at by your wife, and make your kids do the same thing because they'll see you. You know how that goes. Monkey see, monkey do. And yeah, that's a great way to eat your pancakes too. But
what I mean is there's a company, I don't know if y'all heard of it, called Nerdy Nuts.
What is it?
Nerdy Nuts.
Nerdy Nuts? I've never heard of them.
Nerdy Nuts, and it's like they have all different types of peanut butter. Like I'm talking, like one might be called Nutrageous. It might be like Twix mixed in with peanut butter with like a caramel sauce with fluff all mixed in, and you just stir it up. You know, or one might have fresh or dehydrated, of course, dried strawberries and a raspberry sauce with almond butter. You know, that's maybe
delicious.
Carrot cake flavored peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the craziest concoctions. We get them all the time.
And then Jerry's for peanut butter.
Exactly the same thing. That's the perfect thing to give it, because and we get it all the time. They release new flavors every Sunday, and they sell out pretty much every week. So
where is that at? Is it online or is it around here?
No, it's online. It's Nerdy Nuts.
Nerdy Nut. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that sounds like a
spot. We get it all the time, and because I eat it with like apples. Like I like sliced apples and peanut butter.
This little pen right here, the Puffco hot knife. This thing comes in handy if you do dabs, or if you make rosin, if you press rosin, and you get big sheets of rosin. This thing right here comes in handy for cutting, chopping it in half.
Nice.
You can heat it up, and like you get ever get that powdery, like almost sugar-like wax that you can get, and like it falls off of everything, and you're spooning it all over. This thing you can heat it up and melt half of it,
so
and
it
then
sticks to it.
It sticks to it. Yeah,
nice.
I love this little jack. That was a gift for my birthday. With the Puffco. think about it. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm not really good at heating up dab rigs. So like I don't have the technology that others have where they have like the measuring device that measures their temperature and like
Right.
gets it to their precise temperature and stuff. I use a torch and like a quartz banger and I'm just like
Yep.
and I just throw it in there and
So there you
hack
go.
my lungs out while I hit it, you know what I mean? So like with doing this, using this Puffco, I can use it at different. It has a preset temperatures, so like you can actually die from it, but you can taste the terpenes a lot better. And I think like it's enhanced my I would say my sophistication or my I don't know my palate. That's a better word. It's enhanced my palate for wax. Because I pick wax and I'm like, God, that stuff. When DHO wax, I keep doing it because it tastes horrible. And like, I don't know why. I feel like I can taste all the chemical in it. You know what I mean? And it just like tastes chemically to me. But I guess that because I press so much now that it's like different. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I have a Puffco, but I don't use it much because no matter what, I still cough, and I hate that coughing.
Oh yeah, see, it's funny too because I've never been a big wax guy. Now that I got to do it, I'm like, yeah, might as well on now. I'm like, I'm okay, that works good.
Now you bought a press. You making your own.
Yeah,
right?
I bought that press, man. That was the nicest. It's good to have a wife that doesn't yell at you for buying it and spending $500 on a press and stuff.
Yeah, a good one's not cheap.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. A good one's not cheap, and one that will actually do something worth it out of being cheap either, it seems like. But not even that. It's like, if you want to do wax and you want to press it, you have to kind of like couple it with hash and stuff. To like press it as flour, you get like 20% of the yield that you get pressing from like hash. Yeah, because like flour, you know, you get like a good yield for pressing would be like 20 to 30%. If you get like 30%, you're like, damn, that's good yield when you're pressing flour. But like, it seems like or when you're pressing hash, you get so much more. I know for a fact when I'm washing it, the hash, it's all like the trichomes and stuff like that. So like that stuff melts down and like turns the wax a lot quicker than like the flour, eat the flour up and stuff like that. So like the wax for the hash, you can do it at a lower temperature. It comes a lot quicker and like it finishes pressing a lot quicker than the flour.
What she said.
Yeah. I press a lot of flour. I press a lot of flour. I went through pounds of fucking flour just pressing. The first time I did it, I like ruined a whole silicone mat when I first started learning to press. Because it's like a learning curve, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I didn't know you had need parchment paper. I got my dab press and it came with this silicone mat, which I think was for like using so nothing slid around when you were putting it on there. And I was like, I Googled if you could use silicone in a dab press, and they said yes. So I used that damn thing because I didn't have wax paper. And like, for the first like 5 trials that I went through, I did like a quarter ounce each time, and like use that silicone mat. And like that mat, by the time it was done, was like had holes melted in the sides of it. I probably smoked some of the mat and doing the dabs at the same time. But like, I didn't want to wait. I messed up. I knew I did it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna suffer the consequences.
That's going to be carcinogen hell.
Yeah.
What was that?
So that's going to be carcinogen hell.
Oh yeah, but I was dabbed up, man. I was dabbed in.
He's like, fuck it.
Was cool.
Down the hatch.
It did, but I overnighted. I went on Amazon and Amazon Prime me some parchment paper because I was like, I'm not doing this again, and like got the parchment paper real quick, and it was for the races. And me, when I get it, I always get like extra, so I got like four like yard things of parchment paper, and I'm like, what am I gonna? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do all this wax, and like I've used like a quarter roll of one, and I haven't touched the other one. My wife is now using it for making her sourdough bread and stuff.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah, man.
We buy, Costco sells the big boxes. It's a 2-pack of parchment paper. And it's like big boxes. Yeah, it's 2-pack. And we had bought one, and she went down like a week or two later, and I told her, I said, can you get aluminum foil? Because that's what I needed for something I was doing on the grill. I don't even remember what it was. She brought back another 2 back of parchment paper. There's still probably 3 of them in the cabinet because we never touched them. That was like last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. They're great for baking though, or pouring stuff on.
So yeah, I use them all the time for like the Dutch oven. You know, when you're throwing the bread in the Dutch oven.
Pour the Dutch oven.
Yep.
Well, it's got good sourdough, so like that's what she's been doing.
I got some good starter. I guess
she's got a good starter too. So she had a good starter. She named it Stompa, and like that thing was kicking it, dude. I had to watch it. She'd work it too. Like,
you gotta name it. Yeah, it's a rule. If you make sourdough, you have to name your starter, or else
so hers
your
was
bread will fat. And mine is Wisdo Leafa. That's that's my sourdough name.
Hey, there's a couple. There's people on TikTok. She calls sourdough TikTok, which there's a TikTok for everything. TikTok for everything but the cannabis community. You find it. The cannabis community has a
discrimination.
Really TikTok, but we get banned for. I've had like 3 accounts now.
Dude, I couldn't even make it accounts because I can't.
So my new account is called the Paralyzed Grower because like anything to do with cannabis is like bomb. So, like, I don't even really post on there anymore, but, like, you can check me out on Instagram at, like, BeatGrowing420 or, like, Facebook at BeatGrowing. But, like, TikTok, I had, like, once I hit 1,000 followers, it's, like, bam, 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 report, and I get the bounce. And, like, it'll be, I'll just log on one day and, you're TikTok. I'm like,
yeah, that's exactly what mine was. Mine said I was promoting drug use, and it wasn't even a TikTok about drugs and stuff. It's about video games.
Yep, you're right. Because I'll do ones about making food, and it'll like still reported for drug use. And like because it has some kind of wording in it, like banned it or something. I don't know.
The algorithm. Yes, you can appeal it, and they're like, no, but it don't matter. The pills don't matter. They don't even look at that shit.
The Chinese do not like cannabis, apparently.
No. Not at all.
Not at all, man. They're not.
But people will turn against the communism. They don't want that. Not at all. Let's switch gears here real quick, just for a second, for a little seriousness.
All right, seriousness.
A question. I just got a question I wanted to ask you. I don't think I got to ask you last time, but I wanted to ask you this time. Do you have any advice for someone, or maybe any levelers out there that are listening that are facing the same or similar challenges that you are? And how you overcame that?
Being disabled?
Yeah.
I mean, life sucks. So let me finish all this. Life sucks. You die. It happened. You just kind of go through point A to point B in that journey is what you have to do. For me, when I was in my accident, I had 2 options. I could heal, and I could be sad about what happened, and I could be like, damn, my life sucks now. I can't ride my motorcycle. I can't do my job, I can't do this, that, or the other, and be bitter about it and just sit at home and be all mad. And nobody wants to be around somebody like that. I mean, I had a grandma like that too, bitter. And I mean, that's the only thing I ever remember of her, just how mean she was because she was just so angry. And nobody wants to be around that. Nobody wants to hang out around that. Or you can accept what happened and just move on with it. I mean, yeah, life sucks. It happened. Yeah, I mean, I wrecked a motorcycle, I broke my back, and I can never use my legs again, and for the most part, anytime I want to get up, I have to use my upper body, and
never say never.
No, I'll probably never use my legs again. I've accepted that. I mean, it's okay. I mean, unless there's some kind of, surgery that they can do one day that, because they got Bluetooth stuff, but I don't know. I ain't gonna try to be guinea pig for surgery.
You ever thought about a serious question? I'm not trying to take off of your answer here, but have you ever thought about the Neuralink? You know what the Neuralink?
Is that Bluetooth thing that goes from your spinal cord, So then I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's the one that Elon Musk is something that his company came up with. It goes in this a chip implant into your brain that touches all the sensors, and you just think, and it does whatever you're thinking. Make your body do, makes things move on screen.
That might be what I'm talking
just with
about.
Your mind. Huh.
Yeah, that might be what I'm talking about. There's a thing that they implant. It's like a microchip that they implant right above your injury, or right in your brain at this basically the spinal, or at the top of your spinal cord, and then they plant it right below your injury. And what it does is it Bluetooth basically. When you think it sends it to right below your injury, so you can get almost like Bluetooth. But then again, I've always thought about like, what about these hackers that hack into your Bluetooth or hacking your Wi-Fi? I don't want nobody hacking into my gosh darn body and like making me commit murder or like do some kind of
Oh
crazy.
shit.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like walking down the road with a knife or something going to murder people, and like I don't have no control over my
That's some
body because,
Terminator
like,
shit, bro.
exactly. So I don't
You
know
know
if I
what though?
want.
This is 40 years. Like 2024 is the 4 years after Terminator.
Yeah. So I don't know if I
1984.
want
Shit,
that.
he's coming.
Yeah,
Damn, that's might be something. We might be on something here.
think that if I get that, I might be the next Terminator, and I don't want to be the.
I mean, we already got Skynet. You know, Skynet's in China. That's communist China. That's their
Oh,
surveillance system.
they have all kinds of stuff nowadays.
And
It's
that's not a
ridiculous.
conspiracy. That is a little. The Skynet is their surveillance where people they have they
Yeah,
can pretty much see anything you're doing.
yeah. I mean, that's what TikTok's all about. It's information gathering.
But anyway, back to your advice. You
Yeah, so my advice is like you gotta accept what happens and just kind of like move on. But it sucks, man. Sometimes it's like it's real hard because like think about like my body, my below my lower body doesn't work. My upper body hurts all the time. So like what I can feel is always in pain. So like when I wake up in the morning, I wake up at like 5 in the morning because I'm like too much in pain to get to be like laying in bed. Basically, if you lay in bed, you'll feel your shoulder blades where your shoulder blades sit on each side. When I wake up in the morning, that feels like it has been beat up, like somebody's repetitively hit it and it's bruised. And
wow.
Is
so
that
like I
like
have
from
to
your
get up.
injury, or is that because you're
Yeah,
just using it all the
no, it's
time?
because of the injury and because of the way I use my body. Like if you go on my Facebook, you'll see like I'm not a slacker. I make slander real. I buy compost by the truckload. So like a dump truck comes in, dumps the compost in my yard. But like I pull 5 gallon buckets off of it and mix it up with perlite and natural additives like humic acid, azomite, garden lime, dolomite, stuff like that, and mix up my own soil. And like I'll hold on so like better view of my chair. So like I'll hold on to like the edge and I'll like lean all the way to the edge and start digging in the ground and stuff like that so that like I can dig. Like so I had 8 clones that didn't know what he wanted, so I let plant start. So like I dug when I was over there with this shovel, digging in my yard, breaking up the grass, planting these plants, and just because I mean I'm not gonna let them die, I might as well just plant them. And so like I got random stuff, and my wife's like, great, now I can't mow the. I'm gonna have trouble mowing the yard.
I was
So
trying
it's
to give
like
away clones not too long ago, and nobody wanted any.
yeah, it's. I mean, I'll get rid of like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and then. But I
I
always
wouldn't
make.
even, actually, I wouldn't even call them clones because this was in mine were in 5 gallon pots already, and they were
No,
needed to
no,
go
those
in
are
the tin by
yeah,
now.
poisonous plants.
So they were small though. And I was just trying to give them away, but now that I plan to put them in my garden, I pulled up the lettuce and everything we had from the seeds and spinach
Yeah,
and kale and put those in that area. And
our
whatever
garden
happens.
our garden didn't do good this year.
Oh, really?
This one. Well, our garden is doing okay. The hot peppers, let me rephrase that. Our hot peppers died out because like where I had my sprinkler system, it didn't reach the hot peppers, and because of the like hot and
It's been so
dryness,
hot.
they just died. But like we're gonna have potatoes this year, we're gonna have grapes. You got a lot of apples on our apple trees. Our beech trees didn't do the best. Our cherry trees did all right. Blackberry bushes and raspberry bushes did all right.
We lost all
The
our blackberries
whiteberry.
to fucking birds.
Oh
Fucking
yeah,
birds.
we get giant thornless blackberries and we get them by the thousand. I planted like six blackberry bushes. I have some wineberry bushes. I got raspberry bushes. I got like all kinds of berries. I got 12 blueberry bushes. I've got a whole raspberry or blackberry or strawberry patch. So like I got all kinds of stuff. I made my property when I first got my property. It was just overgrown, and I wanted my property to be where my kids can go out there in the summer and like if they want a snack, they can go grab them a berry off of a tree. They can
It's
go
the best
grab like
feeling in the world.
That's really
some
cool. Yeah.
grapes or something. They can if they want a vegetable, they can go grab it out of the yard. And
Because I
like
told you
that's
I'd take.
what
It's when I started a garden this year for the first time, and I was asking you, I think, earlier about the bees, because I was thinking about adding bees and trying
Yeah,
that out
so
too, but I figured I'd wait till next year on that. But my garden this year, just yesterday, we had pork chops, which we had to buy from the store because we don't have like hogs or eggs or anything like that. But we had squash, zucchini, carrots. A salad was from the garden. The rice that I made was just regular white rice, but I took basil and garlic from the garden and put it into that rice and everything with it. So there's just nothing but grown
yeah, it's
stuff.
nice
You know what I
having your
mean?
own,
It's
being able to like get your own food and like have that satisfaction that you were say you're a part of that food's life cycle. And like it's the cool thing about it is you're able to teach your kids so like your kids don't think that the food comes from the grocery store. You know what I mean? They actually have a realization. So we raise meat chickens and we raise turkeys, we raise ducks, we raise chickens and eggs. We have the honeybees, and then we hunt and stuff like that. Forage for wild mushrooms. We forage for wild herbs and things like that, yarrow and stuff. And the way I look at it is, no matter what happens in this world, my kids will be okay. If shit hit the fan, my kids don't need the grocery store because they know how to plant food, they know how to hunt, they know how to fish, they know how to forage. You know what I mean? They don't need the government. They don't need assistance from anybody. They can fend for themselves. And if I can die knowing that, I'm good out. You know what I mean? That I've accomplished what I set out to do. And like even from the wheelchair, I still go fishing with them. I still go hunting. I still go foraging for stuff. I get stuck in cornfields because I run out there or roll out there trying to get stuff out of the field.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
the wheelchair is a disability. Is physical disabilities. Yes, they can stop you from like mine stops me from walking up a flight of stairs. It stops me from like standing up or something like that. But like you're only truly limited to your mind. Like, because you might be able to not walk up and flight of stairs, but you can get out of your wheelchair and you can sit yourself up on each step and get yourself up to the top of that step. And I watch people do that and drag their wheelchair with them and crawl up a set of stairs despite they're on their ass. And I mean, if you have the willpower to do it, if there's a will, there's a way. You
And
know what I
that
mean?
resilience.
I know a guy on TikTok that and on the spinal cord injury group said like he doesn't have any access to his hands or anything like that. And like he uses his mouth. He'll take a pen and like and do everything with his mouth that he needs to do. And I mean he's got adaptations to give him the best life that he can have. And
You
he
seen the
like
gamer
does
that does that? The,
he does
the
this
gamer
the
that uses his
spit.
mouth for everything and like
Yep,
he'll
it's a spit
fucking
and
destroy
blow.
people on Call of Duty, bro.
Oh yeah, it's the puff
Have you
and
seen him,
blow.
Paul? The guy,
No,
have
no,
you
but
seen
that
any of
sounds
those videos?
wild. Yeah.
He's completely paralyzed, man. He can just move his head, but he blows. He has like this, all of these little things that he just blows. That does each one does something different. And he can like make his. I mean,
Yep. So
everything. I mean, it's wild.
I'm what they call a paraplegic. So I have use of my hands and my upper body. He's a quad, so he's a quadriplegic. So he has no use of his arms or anything like that. But what they have is it's called a suck and blow joystick, and basically that's what you do with it. It has tubes, and each tube is connected to a different part of the controller. And as he sucks, it does something. As he blows, it does something. And then he uses his mouth to move it. And as he moves it, he can move with his head. And the joystick moves. And that's how he does.
It's
And there's
wide.
people who hunt like that. They have a device where it's a suck and blow hunt, where it actually aims the rifle for you, and there's a screen that you're looking at, and it's like the screen is the scope, and you're looking down the scope on the screen, and they're able to move the gun with their mouth and their head, and then they suck or they blow. I can't remember which one, and that pulls the trigger. So like they move it to where they need it, and it's on a platform, if you will, and they move it, and it goes to where it's at. They blow, and it shoots the gun for them, and that's how they hunt. And I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. They have
Absolutely.
adaptations to make things happen. I watch people that can't move their body surf. You know what I mean? Like they can't physically move their body. Like they were surfing because they were on a surfboard that was specifically for a person that can't move, and it straps them in, and they were able to ride the wave with people helping them because they were there. You know what I mean? They had people there helping them. Yes, they went underwater, but they had floaties on and it floated them back up and they were safe. And somebody was there to grab them when they needed it. But like, that's something that somebody can do in a wheelchair that like nobody thought that they could do. Like, they didn't think they could do it, but they were able to do it because like they wanted to. They had that will and they found the way to do it. So like, my best advice for anybody in any kind of disability is there's always going to be a way to do something. I grow probably more and I grow probably harder than a lot of able-bodied people because not even a lot of able-bodied people mess up their own soil. Not a lot of able-bodied people grow on the scale that I grow for my medical use because I smoke an ounce a week. I mean, that's for my personal use. I'm smoking an ounce of flower a week, probably a half ounce, or nah, I'd say the wax has lasted me quite a bit, actually. I've probably smoked an eighth a week of wax and like an ounce of weed. So, like, that's what keeps me feeling to where I can do stuff. And, I think if you're paralyzed or if you're a disabled person, cannabis is definitely the way to go for a lot of your issues. It does help a lot. You know what I mean?
When you had your injury, did they try to prescribe you a lot of like painkillers and opioids and that kind of stuff?
Nah, I
Or
told them I didn't want it right away. They had me on fentanyl right out of the surgery,
jeez,
and they took me off of that, had me on morphine. I morphine drip for a while, and I mean, get me off of that. They would take me off of the bike, and then they try to put me on and all that stuff, and like all. The closest thing that I get is called gabapentin, which is like a
it's a
medicine for
nerve
like
for yeah.
and that's because I'll get like, for example, right now, the reason I'm holding right here is because my shoulder blade right here is burning right now, and I'm pressing on it, trying to like alleviate the situation. And like, that's what happens because life now.
Right,
It's
right.
part of life, you know what I mean? And it's just something I accept that happens and like smoke it away.
Yeah, because there's people with injury, and you hear it all the time with the opioid epidemic of, oh, I got into an accident, and now I can't stop taking oxy,
Exactly.
or and
And
there's
see,
overdoses and things like that.
I have an addictive personality, so I know how I am. I know if I like start taking oxys, I might get like kind of like needing the oxys. You know what I mean? Or start taking them, I might need them a little bit more, and might have a habit to overindulge myself sometimes. And I know I do that, so like I don't want to do that, so I won't even put that temptation in my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I've
Right.
so the reason I've had such a great mentality on my accident is because I've been from the lowest of the low, like the lowest to low of the earth. I was sleeping on the streets and sleeping in alleyways and like addicted to hard drugs. I was addicted to methamphetamine. I was like strung out really bad back in the day when I was younger. And I had a really hard life back in the day. And like I've been through all of that. So like when the accident happened, I went from nothing to something because now I own a house, I have a honey farm, I got motorcycles, trucks, all the stuff that like that white picket fence dream that everybody dreams about. I went from sleeping on in an alleyway in Arizona to like owning a house and like having a family and doing all the like the stuff that you're supposed to like that you strive for as a kid. They like
Right.
tell people I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have a nice house, I'm gonna have cars, I'm gonna have this. And I have all that. Well, when I got my accident, it kind of knocked me back down. But I had that mentality that like I've been even lower than this. So like this is nothing compared to what I've already like the struggles that I've already struggled through.
Sure,
So
yeah.
like this is like just something I have to deal with. So like that probably right there was one of the biggest factors on why I had such a like a good mentality. Because I knew instantly I was paralyzed. I didn't black out. I didn't get unconscious. I didn't write any of that through the accident. I remember every single thing that I was awake for the whole thing. I even remember the people coming up and like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And this one guy showed up. It was an old black guy, and I seen him. And he was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah." But hey, I got weed. Can you take this weed? And can you hide this weed? Can you take it with you? You know what I mean? Can you take this weed? He was like, "Yeah, yeah, I can take the weed." And he took my weed, and cause I took it in my heart, so like I got him the leather and I gave it to him, and he took it, and my wife showed up at that time. I was like, "Hey, give it to her. Give it to that woman right there." And like my wife showed up, and but like I was laying on the ground and I couldn't lift. All I could do is lift my head. So like imagine like you laying in bed and just trying to like look up, but like now lift your body to like look up. So like all you can do is lift your head, and like my whole body was like vibrating, and it felt like jello. It felt like every bone in my body was gone, and I was just like somehow I like morphed into a bag of jello. So like I couldn't feel my bones, I couldn't feel my stomach, I couldn't feel my ribs, and I was like, "Whoa, what the hell?" So I instantly knew I was paralyzed because that dude was like, "Don't get up, don't get up." I said, "Oh, don't worry, I don't think I can. I don't think I can move." And when they came in, they like I was trying to sell the people honey, and like because it was the volunteer fire department in my local town that showed up. So like all those people knew me or knew about my business. I'm like, "Yeah, buy honey from me. Now that you know I'm paralyzed, buy honey from me. I really need it because I'm paralyzed now." You know what I
Work
mean?
the sympathy angle there, yeah.
And it was funny too because like that's what they remembered. So like when I did the Strawberry Festival the next year, they were like, "Man, I remember you were trying to sell us honey and stuff like that." And they came up to me and they were like, "You were my first call that I ever did, and that was the craziest thing I've ever seen," and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like the town came together for me and stuff, which was kind of cool too. So all that happened, and it really showed me like the strong community that I have around me.
Oh,
That was the cool thing about the accident too.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and all the stuff that you have going on from the bees, the flower, the food. I mean, that's all
Yeah, absolutely.
inspiring.
Well, any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
I honestly, I really enjoyed meeting you, Larry. This has been really an interesting conversation, and your perspective seems very unique, and love to have you back again at some point.
Anytime.
Yeah, Larry, thanks so much. And to all our levelers out there, remember, check out Larry's social media, Instagram. His Instagram is at @b_growing 420, and your Facebook is just @bgrowing.
Yeah, it's just begrowing.
Yep. And stay connected with us on highlevelchronicles.com. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media at HLC Podcast. That's going to be a wrap for this episode. Remember, levelers, life may have its challenges, but with the right mindset and maybe a little help from our green friends, we can always find a way to level up. Until next time, stay lifted, stay gaming, and most importantly, stay leveled up. We are out.
Thanks for listening to High Level Chronicles. See you next time.
Thank you again for listening to High Level Chronicles. Please help us grow by leaving us a review wherever you listen to us at, whether it's Spotify, iTunes, Alexa. Your reviews will help our show grow and help us reach a broader audience. Also, we are always looking for new show sponsors, so please reach out if you're interested. You can hit us on our social media or email us info@highlevelchronicles.com. Thanks again for listening.